Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome if this is your first time on this channel. My name is Divine and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make this beautiful bubu kimono jacket. Please make sure to like this video, subscribe if you're not yet subscribed, comment and please share if you find it useful and just share it to your friends. Okay, so let's just get right into this video. So first of all, I have 2 yards and 7 inches of fabric. So I'm folding the 2 yards and 7 inches into two, and I'm making sure to arrange it properly. You should do same so you get accurate measurements. So I have 2 layers now, and then I'm going to fold it over again. So now I have 1 2 3 4. Now I have 4 layers of fabric, and it is 4 because I'm cutting for both the front and the back. So the length of this kimono jacket is 36 inches plus 2 inches for sewing allowance, for folding rather, making it 38 inches. So I'm going to mark 38 inches for the length. So I've cut out the 38 inches, and now it's time to take my measurements. Now for the neckline, I'm starting from the folded part and I'm taking 3 inches for my neckline. You can take 3.5 inches depending on your choice. The next thing I'll be marking is how long I want my sleeve to be. So to get this, I'm going to, my desired sleeve length is 13, and then I'll add it half of my shoulder measurement, which is 7. Then 13 plus 7, that is what I am going to have here. And then I added 2 inches for folding the hem of my sleeve, and now I have 22 inches. So I'll just mark this the 22 inches. You can decide on how long you want your sleeve to be. Just measure your normal sleeve length and then your shoulder measurement divided by 2, then add it to your desired sleeve length. Now from the top, I'm taking my desired round sleeve, so I want my sleeve to be very big, so I made it 20 inches divided by 2, which is 10 inches plus 1 inch, and that is what I just marked. So I just marked 11 inches here. So from the top here, I'm cross-checking what I have, which is 22 inches, and then I'm going to come down and mark that 22 inches on the second line that I drew for my round sleeve. I'm also taking 22 inches, and then I'm going to draw a line to connect the two lines because I'm going to be cutting off the excess later. Now on the second line, which is my round sleeve, I'm going to be taking my hip measurement divided by 4 plus 3 inches for allowance, just to make my jacket free, plus extra 1 inch or half inch for sewing allowance, and that is what I am marking here. And then I'm just going to take that measurement all the way down. Now I am using my hip measurements because hip is usually the normal the largest circumference of the body. So from here I'm taking 1.5 inches, and I'll also take 1.5 inches on the other side, and then I'm just going to join the two lines together with a curve. Now I have 1 inch difference there on that line. So on this my shoulder line, I'm going to take 1 inch down, and that is going to be for my shoulder slope. Then I'm going to join that 1 inch that I marked down to my neckline, to the 3 inches that I marked for my neckline, and I'm going to have something like this. Now for my back neckline, I'm going to mark 1.5 inches. I marked 1.5 inches for my back neckline. Then I'm just going to draw a curve. If you have a curved ruler, you should use that. But you can simply do it with your free hand. And now I have my back neckline. So I'm just going to cut it. Now for the back neckline, I'm going to cut it because you remember we are cutting for our front and back, but there's no problem because I'm still going to cut for my front even after cutting for the back neckline. So after cutting it, I'm going to open it up. Now we have our two fabrics here. Now I'm just going to take out one and leave the other one, which is going to serve as our front bodice. So I folded it into two, and from the top I measured 9 inches, marked it, and drew a straight line to connect it, making it a V neckline. Now this is going to serve as our front neckline. So I'll just go ahead and cut it off and then slit the middle open because this is a jacket, so the front part is going to be open. So I'm just slitting it open. So now we have our two pieces for our front. Now I've gone ahead to place all of them together, right side facing right side. So I'll just go ahead and take out and stitch 1 inch on half an inch on the shoulder, half join it by half an inch on both sides, half an inch here on the shoulder, and join it by half an inch by the side all the way down. And after doing that, I'm going to fold the hem of my sleeve, and I'm going to do that by folding it in by half an inch and then folding it again by 1 inch. Remember we left 2 inches for it, so you can either fold it by 1 inch and fold it again by 1 inch. Just anyhow, just make sure you fold it and take out the 2 inches you left. So I've gone ahead and attached and joined my fabrics and also folded the hem of my sleeve. You can see how neat it is looking right now, and that's how you want yours to be. If yours is not looking like this, then something is definitely wrong somewhere. So this is the outcome I am having right now. Now I'll go ahead and measure from the front, from one edge of the front to the other edge of the front. I'm going to measure it all round, all to the back neckline and to the other side of the jacket. And I measured it and I got 84 inches. So I cut a very long strap of 85 or 86 inches just to have extra. The strap is a width of 5 inches. It is measured 5 inches. So how I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this piece of fabric into two like this. As you can see, I'm going to fold it into two, and then I'm going to place it from one end of my jacket like this. This is the bottom part, so I'm going to place it carefully wide folded. Then I'm going to place it carefully like this, and I'm going to pin it down all round and then sew it in by half an inch all round. So I'll just go to my sewing machine and sew it by half an inch all around. And so I went ahead and did that, and this is what I am having right now. This is what it is looking like right now. Then just go ahead and press it carefully with your pressing iron to lay everything flat and neat. Now for the bottom part, I'll just go ahead and hem the bottom part. Remember we left 2 inches, so we're just going to fold it in and fold it in again and sew it to the other end. And that is it for the hemming. Now this is what our the bottom of our jacket is looking like. Very neat. Also go ahead to press this carefully. Now it's time to attach our pockets. For the length of the pocket I have 12 inches, and for the width I have 8 inches. Now for the top, for the length, I measured half inch and then pressed it on, measured 1.5 inches and pressed it on also. And then for all the sides I measured half inch all around, but the bottom, the two sides. So for the top I measured half an inch, pressed it, and I measured 1.5 inches and pressed it on. So for the top part I already took out 2 inches for the top, so I'm going to stitch the top part only and come back and sew it on my garment. Now to know where to place my pocket to sew, from the top I'm going to measure 18 inches from the top. Now on one side of the front jacket I'm going to measure it, and then I'm going to find the midpoint of my measurement. So I already found the midpoint and I'll just mark it. So this here now is the midpoint. So I've gone ahead to sew the top part, and you can see how neat it is looking right now. So I'll go ahead and fold it into two like this to also find the midpoint of our pockets. Now I'll just use my chalk and mark our midpoint. Now I'm going to place it on the midpoint of one side of our jacket. I'm going to place it very properly, and then I'm going to fold in the half inch that I already ironed by the two sides and underneath. I'm going to place them carefully and also use some pins to pin them down, so it's very easy for you to sew on it. So I just go ahead and sew it like this, sew it straight. I'll sew it here, sew underneath, and sew the other side, and then I'll leave the top parts, and that is going to be our pocket. I'll also do the same thing on the other side, the exact same thing. I'll do it on the other side. And so here now we have our two pockets attached very neatly and very fine. And yeah, this is just the end of this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please give me a thumbs up if you did enjoy and if you did learn how to make this nice kimono jacket. Thank you so much for watching. Please like my video, share with your friends or soulmates, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're not yet subscribed, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.